Welcome back to The Circle. If you want to understand how the modern world is truly governed, you must look at the documents they tried to burn. Today, we break down the real history of the world's most feared secret society. Before we unlock the archives, make sure to subscribe to our channel and join our circle to never miss the truth about our past. In October 1786, government security forces in Bavaria launched a series of midnight raids. They breached the house of Xavier von Zwack, a prominent lawyer and close confidant to the most mysterious man in Europe, Adam Weishaupt. Inside the dark rooms, hidden behind false walls, the authorities discovered iron boxes filled with ciphered letters, internal journals, and operational manuals. What was written on those pages shocked the Elector of Bavaria so deeply that he ordered the immediate confiscation of all papers. The Bavarian government realized they weren't dealing with a harmless group of eccentric philosophers. They had uncovered a highly disciplined, invisible machine operating right beneath the surface of the state. Fearing a massive coup, the government did something unprecedented in European history. Instead of keeping the files classified, they printed the confiscated text under the title Original Writings of the Order of the Illuminati, and officially sent copies to every monarch, prince, and religious authority across Europe. It was a desperate global warning. The authorities wanted the world to see the cold, calculated blueprint of an underground network that had already grown too powerful to control. But the warnings were largely ignored by neighboring kings, who believed their own crowns were safe from the shadow. To understand how this network was born, we have to go back to May 1st, 1776, to the University of Ingolstadt. Adam Weishaupt, a brilliant 28-year-old professor of canon law, was deeply frustrated by the absolute control of the church and the monarchy over human thought. He believed that traditional institutions were keeping humanity in a state of intellectual slavery. But instead of fighting the system openly through standard political channels, Weishaupt decided to use the system's own weight against it. He gathered his finest, most ambitious students and founded a secret order. He originally named them the Perfectibilists, though they soon became known as the Illuminati, the Enlightened Ones. Their ultimate hidden goal was the total restructuring of global civilization, the erasure of national borders, and the quiet removal of religious authority. The original papers revealed that the Illuminati operated like a ghost network. Security was maintained through absolute anonymity. No member was ever allowed to use their real identity in written correspondence. Adam Weishaupt assumed the codename Spartacus, signaling his intent to lead a global revolt against mental tyranny. His top lieutenants used names like Cato, Philo, and Tiberius. They abandoned the traditional Christian calendar entirely, replacing it with an ancient Persian system where months had completely different names. Even European geography was mapped under a secret code. Munich became Athens, Ingolstadt became Ephesus, and Austria was referred to as Egypt. If a letter was intercepted by imperial guards, it read like a confusing fantasy tale from antiquity, completely masking the real geopolitical operations happening across the continent. Mainstream media and pop culture have spent decades convincing the public that the ultimate symbol of the Illuminati is the all-seeing eye inside a pyramid. But the historical archives tell a completely different story. The actual, documented insignia found on the original 18th century medals of the lower degrees was the Owl of Minerva. In ancient mythology, the owl is the companion of the goddess of wisdom, a creature that remains completely hidden during the day, but hunts with lethal precision in the dark. This choice of imagery was deeply strategic. It perfectly summarized the operational philosophy of the order: to observe the shifting pieces of human society, to gather intelligence on the elite, and to manipulate events silently from the shadows without ever exposing their own feathers to the light. Weishaupt's most terrifying weapon was not violence, but a brilliant strategy called quiet infiltration. The confiscated manuals clearly instructed members that the order must never attempt a violent revolution. Instead, they were ordered to quietly and systematically place their agents into positions of strategic influence. They targeted university chairs to mold the minds of future leaders. They placed members in courtrooms as judges, inside printing presses as censors, and as trusted private advisors to unsuspecting dukes and princes. By controlling what the youth were taught and what the public was allowed to read, the Illuminati could steer the direction of entire nations without firing a single shot. The system was being hijacked from within, operated by men whose true loyalty belonged to a hidden council. By 1787, following the publication of the secret papers, the Elector of Bavaria officially banned the Illuminati under penalty of death. Adam Weishaupt was stripped of his university position and fled into exile, spending the rest of his life living quietly in Gotha. To the general public, the threat had been neutralized. Mainstream history books still claim that the Illuminati died out in the late 18th century, but many independent researchers and archivists point out a critical flaw in that narrative. A network built entirely on the concept of invisibility does not disappear just because a government passes a law. The suppression simply forced the remaining members to dismantle their visible structure, take their refined methods of infiltration, and submerge deeper into alternative secret societies across the globe. Today, the methods outlined in the 1786 papers, controlling education, shaping public opinion through media, and invisible political influence, look shockingly familiar. The original Bavarian order may have been broken, but the blueprint they left behind seems to be running perfectly in the modern world. Now, the question goes to you. Do you believe the core ideas of the Illuminati truly ended in the forests of Bavaria? Or did their methods of quiet infiltration simply evolve into the global institutions we see today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The Circle is watching. If you found value in this historical investigation, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. Stay sovereign, stay aware, and we will see you in the next story about our past.